so the bus is bouncing around a bit. Change of plans. So my plan was to leave Texas this morning and just head a little bit further south. We're actually on our way to Inverell because I have 3 parcels getting delivered there. They're probably not going to be at the post office there until like towards the end of next week. So the plan was just to slowly make our way south down towards Inverell. There was a couple of free camps between Texas and Inverell that I was going to check out, maybe stop at. But instead, we are now turning around and driving back the way we came, back to Brisbane. Just before we left Brisbane, the bus had a full service, and one of the things the mechanic did was put new belts on, so new alternator, new aircon belts, and we've done quite a few 100Ks since then, and the belts in the last day or 2 have started squealing, so they've obviously started to slip a little bit. I've had this happen before with new belts, when you've been driving with them for a while, they stretch a little bit. Often they need readjusting after the initial install. So I'm hoping that's all it is. I mean, I could probably get any mechanic to have a look at it. The coaster belts, I don't know if you can hear that. It just happened then. The coaster belts are a bit awkward to adjust, and I've had so many bad experiences with mechanics in the past. The reality is I just don't trust any other mechanics to work on my bus. So if there's any option at all to get my mechanic to do it, that's what we're going to do. And I just gave him a call this morning, and he said he can fit us in Monday morning if I bring the bus up to him first thing. He'll adjust the belts and hopefully get them all working properly again. So that's the plan. So we're driving back to, I'm going to drive back to my parents' place in Brisbane. I'm going to try and get there by about lunchtime tomorrow. I'll drop Pepper off. I'll drop Pepper off with them, and then I'll drive up to Woodford where my mechanic is, and get this sorted out. I mean, it may seem a bit silly. We're about 400 Ks from him at the moment. It may seem a bit silly to turn around and drive all the way back there, but I just don't want to have to deal with other mechanics, and I don't want to run the risk of giving it to another mechanic just to fix the belts and then they end up stuffing up something else, because it happens. I'd rather just turn around, get my mechanic to sort it out, and then hopefully we'll be right and we can continue onward. And these belts are in. Can you hear that? I'm probably going to have to turn the aircon off because I suspect that's making it worse. But yeah, it's not going to go away. This is something that I would like to learn how to do myself at some stage in the future. I hate that I don't really know much about the mechanics and have those kind of skills. It does annoy me, particularly at times like this, but you know, it is what it is. I barely have time to do all the other things that I'm doing at the moment. So one day I do want to learn how to do some mechanical stuff myself. But anyway, for now I'm just going to head back to Brisbane. I'm going to take the bus to my mechanic, get him to sort it out, and then hopefully we'll be good to go again. So we turned around and we've actually come all the way back to Inglewood, where we stayed last week. And as you can tell, I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said this free camp was noisy. It's right near the highway, so there's traffic noise. There's flying foxes like literally right in front of us here, which are chattering. Yeah, and there's planes flying overhead because there's an aerodrome just across the highway there as well. So yeah, not the ideal place to camp, but it's only for one night. I didn't really want to push any further on today, because by the time we turned around, got back to Texas and then made the decision to come back up here, Pepper had had enough driving by that stage, and it's pretty warm today, and at the moment I don't want to run the aircon in the bus when we're driving because that seems to make the belt problem worse. So it was just getting a bit warm driving without aircon in the bus. So I thought, well, we'll just stop here in Inglewood, and I'll set off early as possible tomorrow morning to get back to Brisbane. It's now 7:15 in the morning, and we are heading back to Brisbane. It's going to be quite a long drive today. It's about a 3-hour drive according to Google. It's going to take us longer than that in the bus. I'm going to drop Pepper off at my parents' place, and then I've got another 2 hours of driving to get up to Woodford to where my mechanic is, where I'm going to stay the night, so I can drop the bus off to the mechanic first thing tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's going to be a big day of driving today, which I don't like doing, but it can't really be helped. So yeah, I probably won't film a lot today just because I want to just crack on and get it done. So I will catch up with you guys this evening, and hopefully I will have made it to Woodford. Well guys, what a day. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I've finally come to the end of my driving day. So we left Inglewood at 7:15 this morning and drove straight through to the outskirts of Brisbane where my parents live. It was about a 3-hour drive. It took us almost 4 hours with breaks along the way. So we got to my parents' place about 11:30, and I dropped Pepper off there. I took some stuff out of the front of the bus just to make it easier for the mechanic to access the engine hatch if he needs to tomorrow. And then I had a quick bite to eat, and I hit the road again and drove another 1.5 hours up to Linville. I ended up getting to tonight. I was going to go all the way through to almost to Woodford where my mechanic is, but the problem is the free camps up there are very limited. Like, there is a free camp at Kilcoy, which I personally don't really like. There isn't a lot of space there. And there's another free camp at Cruise Park, which is just outside of Woodford, like probably a 5-10 minute drive from Woodford, and it would be okay, but it's very busy. Every time I've been there, it's been absolutely packed, and it is quite close to the road there too, so it's a bit noisy. And I was so tired this afternoon by the time I left my parents' place. Didn't really feel like driving all the way up there. So I ended up coming to Linville, which is a little bit of a detour, but it's one of my favorite free camps here. It's so quiet and peaceful. They have toilets and showers here, so I'm going to go and have a nice hot shower in a minute. I haven't had a proper shower for a few days, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and so I just thought I'll come up here. It's about a 45-minute to maybe an hour's drive to where my mechanic is, and I can do that in the morning. So I'll be hopefully get a good night's sleep tonight. I'll be much more awake and alert to drive the rest of the way tomorrow. So yeah, big day. Poor Pepper was not at all happy today. She doesn't like travel days at the best of times, and I usually only try to drive an hour or two max on travel days. So today was a big day for her as well. She was pretty tired and stressed by the time we got to my parents' place, and then seeing me drive off in the bus probably didn't help either, but she'll settle down there. I know they'll take good care of her, and it's just so much easier to do this without her in the bus. So I'm going to go and have a nice hot shower here at the campground and have an early dinner, and yeah, I'm gonna be in bed pretty soon, I think, because I'm pretty tired with all that driving. So I will catch you tomorrow. I'm gonna hopefully leave here about 7 o'clock at the latest to make sure I get to the mechanic on time. I don't want to muck him around because he's fitting us in. So I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. It's Monday morning. I had an amazing sleep last night. It is just so peaceful here at the Linville Free Camp. And I had a good hot shower yesterday, so I'm glad I made the decision to come here. It's about an hour's drive to my mechanic now, and it's about 20 to 7, so I've got plenty of time. So yesterday, with all the driving that we did, I didn't hear a lot of squealing from the belts because I had the aircon turned off for most of the day. But if I turn the aircon on now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on the camera, but I'll turn the aircon on now and you'll hear what I mean about the belts. Yeah, so that's the problem. One of the belts is slipping a little bit. So anyway, we're on our way to the mechanic and hopefully he can get us sorted and fix it this morning. Well guys, we're just leaving the mechanics. Belts seem to be all fixed, not having any issues with it at the moment. We'll see if we get a bit of a way down the highway. Hopefully it'll still be working all right. He didn't charge me anything for that. Brendan is such a legend. Highly recommend Brendan from BKO Mechanical, guys, if you need anything done on your coaster. He's like a coaster expert. He is the best mechanic I've ever dealt with. All the cars and buses that I've had and all the mechanics I've ever dealt with, he is by far the best. He's just a down-to-earth, honest guy. Doesn't, like, as far as I know, he doesn't overcharge. He explains things really well. He's just a really nice guy and an excellent mechanic. So if you ever need anything fixed on your bus and you're up this way in southeast Queensland, definitely recommend him. Well guys, what a crazy few days. Yeah, I know some of you are going to think I'm totally mad driving almost 500 k's back to my mechanic to get those belts fixed, but I just knew that I could trust him to do a good job, and it was just easier to turn around and drive all that way, get him to do it, than to try and find another mechanic that I wasn't familiar with down here. So anyway, it's good to have the belts fixed. The bus has been running beautifully since he tightened them up. We've driven quite a few 100 k's again since then, so it's all good, and hopefully now that will be the end of the mechanical issues. So we ended up stopping at Mum and Dad's for a couple of days, just mainly because I was so tired from all the driving. I just wanted to have a break before we hit the road again. And while we were there, I also took the opportunity to do a grocery shop, to stock up on food and other supplies, and I did all my laundry there as well. So yeah, so that was really good. And then we are now back on the road. So we're back at the free camp in Leyburn where we were on our first few nights on the road. We are going to continue heading south. I've got to get to Inverell in the next few days to pick up the parcels that are waiting for me there at the post office, and then once that's done we'll be able to resume our journey. Not sure exactly where we're going to be after we leave Inverell, but wherever we go, we'll see you in the next video.